Now, we would like to do the first whole movement again, but this time with the waves. The waves already, we have introduced them when we were sitting in the chair, and now we would like to reintroduce them again for you to see them in the stanza of the first whole movement. And I would like to remind you that in the beginning, I would like you to ask you not to make a big deal about the waves in relation to the names and so on. Just begin to become familiar with the name, begins to really know that the waves are the path of movement, the unite all the connections, begins to become just like perceptive of it. And then as we learn the motions and how we practice, they will become very much part of your experience. And then as they become part of your experience, you will see that the waves is what allow us to move in the frame of 3 dimensions, uniting all the centers and all the segments of the skeleton as 3-dimensional movement. Okay? So let's start again with 0 point. Remember the stanza, the right and the left, connecting the floor, just the spiral that you are inside of it. Remember that the energy of the hands, and then the arm, the energy within the hands, that you suspend in the shoulder girdle through the energy of the arms, that in the suspension of the shoulder girdle, the clarification of the neck come into existence, that the clarification of the neck brings the center of the head and the spiral, and that's the crown. And then when we begin to initiate the movement, before we have said that we gather the wave, and gathering the wave from 0 point is actually an encircling wave. So from the definition of 0 point, which we already are inside of the wave, we enter the wave through the encircling of the wave to come back to suspended wave and come back to foundation to initiate the first movement, which is the outflowing wave. And then from the outflowing wave, the inflowing wave becomes an earth, it becomes suspended wave, descending, ascending, and now the outflowing wave begins to take place. The inflowing wave involves earth, a few nuances, which is it brings us, the movement brings us to suspended wave, descending, ascending, to outflowing wave. Earth, encircling the wave, suspended wave, descending, ascending foundation, outflowing wave. Remember that the outflowing wave and the inflowing wave, we do it 3 times, okay? And the outflowing wave is just one whole movement unfolding the energy all the way to the crown. And then the earth has 3 now nuances. It connects it to earth, it begins the encircling, it arrives to suspended wave, and then descending, ascending to foundation, in order to initiate the outflowing wave. Once we become familiar with the outflowing wave and the inflowing wave, then the merging wave is the union of both waves, interconnecting us and moving us through the spine, from the pelvic floor to the crown. So when we encircle the wave, we bring the energy to the center of the spine, the solar plexus, we descend to foundation, and now the energy races through the merging of the waves to all the way up to the crown. And when the inflowing wave begins again, the energy starts descending to the center of the spine and then descend to foundation in order to ascend through the outflowing wave. Yeah? Remember that the inflowing wave involves earth, initiating the wave, suspending the wave, descending, ascending foundation, in order to go to the outflowing wave again. And the merging wave is the union of the 2 waves moving all the way to the top of the spine and descending through the inflowing wave from the top of the spine to the pelvic floor. The second movement, after we complete and crown, it begins again in the inflowing wave, and then merge the waves and foundation, erases through the merging wave, and merges in central heart. This is when we spend 4 counts finding the center of space. And then here is when we descend to foundation in order to do the outflowing wave again. Yeah? So one more time, the inflowing wave brings us to foundation, we merge the wave through the center, and it brings us to the center of space, 4 counts, the central heart. Beautiful. Then you descend, and the outflowing wave gets you out again. Now, the third movement again involves the inflowing wave, and when you start merging the centers, you raise the energy and involves the releasing wave, that it gets us to suspend the diamond, which is the release of the throat, the head and the crown, and then the descending, ascending, get us to foundation. So the third movement is a little bit different than the second movement, because in the second movement we just go from foundation, and it's a very small path here of the merging of the waves to bring us to central heart. In this movement we're going to go all the way up to at the level of the shoulders and the shoulder girdle. And in the third movement then, the merging wave becomes the releasing wave. And remember what I said in the chair, the releasing means that as I raise the energies of the arms, the energy passes through the hands. So it's called the releasing because it describes the nature of the wave, that as I create the movement, it releases through my hand. So otherwise what happens is that I raise the shoulders. You see, I gather the movement and I start raising the shoulder. And if I do that, I press myself back and I close the back of the spine. So the releasing wave allows you then to begin to move through the spine as you move into suspended diamond. So remember that the merging wave and the releasing wave are two different waves. So you begin to understand that the merging wave is, for now, it's a small wave that unites you to central heart, and the releasing wave is a larger wave that is bringing you to suspended diamond before you descend, ascend to foundation, to return to the flowing wave and crown. Now, the fourth movement that is going to bring us all the way up to suspended diamond, to central crown, involves another nuance within the wave, in which I would like to show you certain graphics for you to understand what is this nuance that we call delicate heart.